It's ranking number 92. Welcome back. This is Metallica Mania. I'm your host, CJ. And, well, ranking number 92, I thought it would be absolutely amazing if I did Warlock for this ranking, because really short discography, really easy to get done, and, yeah, a perfect discography. So, it's enjoyable for me. It's very enjoyable for me to go into a band that I know that I'm going to like everything from. So, yeah. One's got to be at number 4, and yeah, there's got to be one at the top. So let's go right into it. First one to talk about is True as Steel from 1986. Yes, all these albums are back-to-back years, 84, 85, 86, and 87, which is crazy for a band to do, but this band actually pulled it off quite well. True as Steel, not as hard-hitting as the other three to come, but still great all the way through. Even my least favorite album still is wonderful, as it shows the high the band was on in the 80s. Don't know what it would have been like in the 90s if they didn't break up, but who knows? If we know the 90s, it probably wouldn't have been good, because, yeah. There is more of a heavy metal sound that leaves the speed metal out, which I prefer the speed metal. Spoiler alert for coming up. I prefer the speed metal. Best song here is Midnight in China. Absolutely amazing song. Probably one of their best songs. I reference that a lot. It's one of my favorite songs from Warlock is Midnight in China. But, number 3, this is going to be a kind of a short list. Number 3 is Hellbound from 1985, the one that came out right before True as Steel, the sophomore release from this band, and well, it wasn't a slump, as you're going to see. A great follow-up to the debut, but not as good. Hellbound continues the speed metal, heavy metal combo that the early works have, which packs a punch. This album has an absolute punch to it. I like how the openings start as like crowd noise and everything to start out Hellbound, the title track. Love that part as well. Everything is on high here. Lots of energy, hard-hitting riffs, and shreddy solos. I like every song on this album. It is perfect. There's not a single moment that isn't great. Best song here is Down and Out. I gotta pick that one. Down and Out is one of the most potent songs that they had. One of the most potent songs that they have in their discography, or in their whatever you want to call it. Number 2 is going to be controversial, because this is usually everybody's number 1, which is Triumph and Agony. This one, the Blue Album, or the album that broke Warlock into the most success. It's hard to believe this album was their last, as it's just such a high note with some of the most successful songs on it, like songs like All We Are, which was the big one. I Rule the Ruins, East Meets West, Touch of Evil. The vocals on Touch of Evil is just absolutely fantastic. Such, like, it's painful vocals, honestly. It really sounds painful, but it's, like, overly, like, it's the most technically and musically sound album, which it's hard to believe it's not my favorite. If only the debut wasn't as potent as it is, this album would have a chance at number 1, but I prefer the speed metal punch of the debut album. Best song here is Kiss of Death. I wasn't going to mention that one before because, yeah, it was my favorite, and I wanted to leave it to the end. But yeah, this album is pretty good, but we got to go with number 1, which is Burning the Witches from 1984, the debut album. And yeah, one of my favorite debuts of all time. One of the greatest debuts in metal history. This album rips from start to finish. It's heavy for 1984. It's heavy for 1984 standard, and one of the best from that year. It's kind of like up there with like Ride the Lightning and some of those other ones that came out that year that just, yeah, like those albums were amazing. Burning the Witches brings the metal attitude from the time for the time. As you can tell, the new age of British heavy metal influence with the speed metal mixed here give it just such a potent edge. Truly fucking amazing. The solos are shredded. Everything, the riffs are fantastic. From front to back, it's just straight amazing. Best song here is After the Bomb, my favorite Warlock song of all time. Just, I know a lot of people will disagree with me putting this one at number 1, but I just love the debut so much. It's just the most potent record that they've had. Not the most technical album, kind of more of like a all over the place sloppy shreddy mess, but it does what it needs to do, and yeah, it packs a punch. So that's how I rank Warlock. Kind of a shorter video, but yeah, it's great that it's a little bit of a shorter video. I'm taking a break here. This is the last video before the break. I will get some content done and probably upload next week sometime, but yeah. I'll see everyone whenever I upload again, which will be after the break. And yeah, take care.